Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time. Excited to be here with you to present to you on how ServiceNow is helping our customers accelerate their digital transformation, leveraging our platform. So I'll spend a few minutes introducing you to the background of ServiceNow, how we got started, our purpose, and then we'll get right into what you as IT leaders care about and how we're helping you today. So first and foremost, a brief history. ServiceNow, at the end of the day, our purpose is to make the world of work better for people. There hasn't been another time in history when our belief that technology is in the service of people is more important to how we all work. If you think about the current COVID environment and the current work from home, work from anywhere environment. In this time, every organization is thinking about how to transform, how to be more productive, how to be more efficient, and quite frankly, how to keep business just going. So in this new normal, everyone needs a smarter way to workflow. And this is the experience we want for all employees and customers today and in the future of work. So let me play a quick video and show you what we mean by that.
Derek, seems like your team's operating just fine remotely.
Yeah, everything is running smoothly with the Now platform. See? Incident resolved.
How did you...
Gotta enjoy the small wins.
You keep being you, Derek. Keep being you.
ServiceNow, the smarter way to workflow.
So at the end of the day, that's our purpose, because when work gets done, works better, it is a cause to celebrate. And that's really our empathetic purpose, is to make the world of work better for people. Now, the second aspect is, in order for us to deliver great experiences, C-suite leaders know that experiences matter. Great experiences drive fierce customer loyalty and powerful employee engagement. Across industries around the world, companies are looking for ways to digitally transform themselves into modern digital enterprises to remain competitive and, frankly, accomplish their business goals in this 21st century. Yet, behind every great experience is a great workflow, is a statement that's fundamental to our belief that if you're investing in technology to help you solve workflow problems, you're going to drive the business outcomes that you're striving to achieve. Digital workflows are the key building blocks for great experiences. At their simplest, workflows are blueprints to automate process. Automated workflows that are fast and self-learning based on data science are the only way to simplify the complexity that's inherent in getting work done. And this is what ServiceNow helps with. We enable workflows across an enterprise, across departments, systems, and processes. And with the Now platform, workflows naturally, the way it's supposed to. And when work flows naturally, great experiences follow that unlock productivity for IT employees and customers. And let me give you an idea of how we're bringing this together in our platform. The challenge is that in most enterprises, work is unstructured and happening within disparate systems of records. These departments have their own data, their systems of record that are stored on various legacy technologies. But work happens in silos, lowering productivity and user experience, because individually they do not support how work flows across your enterprise. And replacing these core systems is an expensive and lengthy process. So our Now platform excels at digitizing work that flows through a company or across different functions in a unified experience. That's why we call the Now platform the platform of platforms for business solutions and all workflows. Our unique differentiation is providing you with one platform which shares one data model, one architecture, one as well as many built-in powerful capabilities, such as the easy ability to build cross-enterprise workflows, single data model, single CMDB, enterprise service management, and machine learning, all with AI and predictive analytics, delivered in a native mobile and conversational interface, and a set of no-code, low-code development tools for anyone to build their own apps. At the end of the day, ServiceNow connects organizations, creating a seamless enterprise system of action that integrates silos and systems, enabling great employees and customer experiences, increasing business agility, and unlocks productivity. And that is how we're helping customers accelerate their digital transformation by delivering that horizontal workflow across your various systems of records. And let me give you an example of what we've recently done. You may have read about the 4 emergency response apps that ServiceNow delivered to customers early when the COVID-19 crisis happened. We already have thousands of customers using these applications in production. We are particularly proud of how we partnered with the Washington State Department of Health to make an emergency operations application, which they developed on our platform and then made available to all government agencies fighting this pandemic. And this is all about sharing best practices, which is why we'll do everything we can to get Washington State app in use everywhere. But the key point I want to make on this slide is this CIO was able to take a cross-functional effort that cut across their vendors, their people, their employees, their partners, their different state agencies, and leverage ServiceNow horizontally across all of those different functions, processes, and personas to bring everything together and be able to improve their response, prevent future losses, and respond to incidents much faster. And this is an example of accelerating digital transformation, leveraging the ServiceNow platform that cuts across different functions in a company. And at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. We're delivering digital workflows your customers' employees can rely on, whether they're IT workflows, employee workflows, or customer-facing workflows in the case of Washington State. And at the end of the day, we have those 4 key use cases. We focus on employees and delivering intuitive, natural experiences for them. Likewise, your end customer, and how do we deliver resilient operations that make sure those customers are getting the services they require? How do you, as IT leaders, make sure you're productive, delivering cost efficiencies, and delivering business resiliency to deliver employee and customer experiences? And then we're also giving you the ability to quickly develop apps that allow you to build new digital workflows on our platform. And so these are the 4 areas that we're helping customers with on a regular basis. And a quick example of that are these 4 customers. As you can see on the left here, Jacqueline saved 70% of our cases at level 1 were automated, leveraging our employee experience outcomes. Likewise, Jerry and team at 7-Eleven, 93% of their case volume from their customers, their franchisees, their vendors, their partners, was reduced leveraging our capability from AI and ML point of view. From an IT perspective, 50% less cost, driving a higher level of productivity, cost, and resiliency within Experian. And likewise, Felix from Academy was able to create new applications that resulted in 50,000 tasks a month being automated across 27 different departments. So at a high level, this is what ServiceNow is helping our customers do, is digitize their workflow, their processes across their employee base, their external customer-facing folks, IT leaders like yourself, and allowing low-code, no-code app development to create new digital services for you. Now, I know you're sitting here and wondering, what does this mean for IT? And how are you helping us as IT leaders? So let me turn and talk about what we're seeing and hearing from you and your peers in the industry. I've been fortunate enough to have over 60 CIO conversations in the last 4 months, and here's what I'm hearing from your peers. Number one, in this work from home environment, they need to deliver smart services to their employees and their customers. Number two, cost savings is top of mind, and how do we get quick cost savings critical in our current environment? And I'll talk about that in more detail. Third, how do I deliver operational resiliency, both from a human capital resiliency point of view, all the way to risk resiliency, as well as operations and business resiliency. And last but not least, in this COVID environment, everyone is accelerating their digital transformation and asking for us to help them release services much faster in a digital enterprise that they're focused on. So these are the high-level 4 use cases I'll talk about from an IT perspective, where we have been helping customers really accelerate their digital transformation and digital journey for our IT leaders. So you may ask, why ServiceNow? Why are you unique to go deliver these outcomes? And the way I'll answer that is similar to how you saw our broader platform conversation earlier. We aspire to help customers really be that platform for IT. And what this means is we aspire to be that system of record that connects all of your value chains into a single system of record, meaning your strategy and planning teams, your app development and development teams, as well as your operations and SRE organizations, all the way to your service and customer care organizations. How do all of these teams come together on a single system of record to then accelerate change horizontally across the system of record? And that is what we aspire to do within IT today for you and your IT and business leaders. And we allow you to leverage your investments that you have today and the other point products within IT, bring that data into ServiceNow, allow the different personas from program managers to enterprise architects to asset managers, license managers, vendor managers, procurement folks, all the way to your employees and customers. Connect all of those folks, let them collaborate, and let them deliver services and accelerate change faster through that single system of record and single platform for IT. And only when you connect the dots across all of these different value chains into the single platform for IT do you start to accelerate your productivity, your cost savings, and speed of delivery of those services. And the first area where most of our customers are starting is making sure that we're bringing the process side of the house, so your systems or your service management side of the house, things like your incidents, your problem, your requests, your changes, and tie those to your machine generated side of the house, your infrastructure, applications, your config code, your metrics, your logs. How do I bring those two worlds together, build a foundation, bring that data together, and leveraging that data, then I can start to have greater efficiencies around my application portfolio, around my assets, my licensing, my software, my hardware licensing, around my security operations, all the way to risk and DevOps. So the foundation for building this platform for IT is really on the service and management, service and operations management tiers, and starting there. And let me give you a customer example of that, right? RBS in Scotland was able to take 13 different legacy tools, leveraging our service management and operations management core foundational capability, bring them together on this single platform for IT, and reduce upwards of 75% of their day-to-day tasks and repeating issues and tasks, and automate as much of that from their environments. And leveraging a single database, a single what we call service graph data model to bring those worlds together. So enormous productivity and cost savings there. So that's the foundation for the platform for IT behind these 4 use cases. Now I'm going to spend maybe 10 more minutes talking through each one of these in a bit more detail, and then we'll close it with a few more examples. So the first one is all around in this post-COVID environment, as people unfortunately are working from home, or in some cases companies are furloughing employees, they're letting those employees keep their services, their laptops, their licensing, their health services, their medical services. But yet what we're seeing is the demand into that typical service-centric organization, whether it's your level 1, level 2, level 3, your asset owners, your HR service desk, your network operations team, your security operations team, the demand into those teams are going up 3, 5, or 10x in some examples. However, the resources to manage that demand is either consistent or less. So how are we helping customers automate as much of that demand coming into their support teams? And this is all around modernizing and automate that smart experiences for your end employees and your end customers. And so what we're seeing across our customer base is 40% of that demand coming into their teams are based on people generated, and 60% of the demand coming into their systems are based on machine generated. And so customers are working with us to automate as much of that through things like virtual agent, chat ops, our predictive intelligence capability, which is allowing you to look at demand coming in, look at how that's related to past experiences and make decisions from there, as well as auto categorize, auto route, and auto solve a lot of these incidents. And I'll give you an example of a company that's taken almost 16% of their incidents and automatically deflected those, leveraging our virtual agent or virtual bot capability, leveraging our AI ML capability to go and automate almost 16 to 20% of their demand within a 7-week window, right? Amazing cost savings, and more importantly, great customer experience and employee experience on that front end. So that's that first use case all around smart experiences and modernizing and automating. The second use case around cost savings is all about what this audience cares about, which is how do I reduce my software license spend, my hardware license spend, and eventually my cloud spend, as we see more and more companies accelerating their journey to cloud. And we're seeing customers, especially in this post-COVID environment, save upwards of 20 to 30% of their IT spend through software, hardware, and cloud spend, leveraging our capabilities here. So that's the second use case there. The third one is all around how do I make sure I am resilient, both from a risk and integrated risk management point of view, and making sure my controls, my processes, my business contingency, my business contingency planning and everything is intact, and be able to report on that in this highly regulated environment. How do I measure, track, and do continuous improvement related to risk? Secondly, from an operational risk point of view, how do I have the ability to predict, prevent, and automate issues as they come in and really reduce that 60% of the CIO budget focused on operations? And third is all around security, both from a vulnerability management as well as from a security management. So this is our resilient operations solution, which helps customers from a risk, operations, and security point of view be more preventive and automated in their solution. And a great example of that is TransAlta. They were able to take 80% of their P1, P2 outages and automate the remediation of those outages through ServiceNow, and bringing both their operational data, their service management data, as well as their business data together, and allowing things like AI ops to go and automate that. So that's the third use case that I talked about around preventing and automating. And last but not least, a lot of our customers, just like yourself, are focused on digital acceleration, digital speed. And they're saying, how do we let our developers accelerate their releases of software while we automate as much of the back-end change process, release process, and regulatory and risk process in capturing those changes. So this is where we're helping customers really accelerate their change by automating change through a data-driven manner. The net there is we're allowing developers to release their services faster while we capture all of the relevant metadata within ServiceNow from a data-driven mechanism and allow them to release those services. And I'll give you an example of that. If you think about a company like Wayfair, which has increased their revenue upwards of 80% in this post-COVID environment, and they did this by taking 1,500 developers that are going through their typical CI/CD process and helping those developers accelerate the delivery of those services through ServiceNow by leveraging our capability to plug that development CI/CD environment and then allow them to do three things. One is data-driven change management. Secondly, once that data is within ServiceNow, then bring together their developers, their SRE teams, and their business planning teams to allow them to then be able to be more efficient and effective in their CI/CD process so they can release services much faster to their customers. And so this is a great example of how customers are innovating at digital speed, leveraging ServiceNow. So last but not least, I'll end with the following customer examples of how we're helping customers accelerate and modernize and automate their service experience. And here's some examples of that. Reduce software, hardware, cloud spend upwards of 20 to 30% of their IT spend. Make sure they're resilient in their operations. And here's some customer examples of that. And then, as I shared the Wayfair example, innovate at digital speed. And so how do you accelerate this digital change? Is with the single platform for IT, bringing all of those IT functions together, bringing all of those people together, and allowing them to accelerate their digital workflow across IT in the service of their customers and their experience that they care about. So I wish you the best during this convention, and thank you for your time.